Well, good morning. It is the 15th of July 2020, and welcome to another daily devotional. This morning in my daily reading, I was in Acts chapter 12, and in verse 8 of chapter 12, it says this. It says that Peter was put in prison, and the church was earnestly praying for him, or earnest prayers were made for him by the church. This is the story of how James, the brother of John, of Peter, James, and John fame with time with Jesus, is killed by Herod. He's beheaded, and Peter then gets taken because Herod sees this pleases the people, and he gets taken and he's put in prison, and he's got 4 squads of soldiers around him, and it says that the church was earnestly in prayer for him. Earnestly in prayer. The church being earnestly in prayer. Prayer is the life breath of the believer. Prayer is just core to who we are and what we do as Christians. It is how we connect with God. It is how we touch heaven, and how heaven then goes and changes things. God is sovereign, God is in charge, but in his sovereignty, he has ordained it that our prayers make a difference, that our prayers are transformative, that our prayers do things. And no doubt it was in response to the prayers of the church that uh, the angel was released, and Peter was freed from prison by the angel later on in the story. And it's interesting that Peter goes afterwards to the house where they're praying, and they're still praying. Even though their prayer has been answered, they're still praying because they're earnestly in prayer. They're pushing through in prayer. Peter himself standing at the door was the answer to what they had been praying. And prayer for us as Christians needs to be something that isn't lackadaisical. It isn't something that's an afterthought. It's not something that, we just say if you can just shoot up a quick prayer to the Lord. It's something we need to be earnestly engaged in. And I want you to note that it was the church that was earnestly praying for him. It wasn't one or two intercessors. It wasn't one or two people who feel a specific call on their lives to prayer and intercession. It was the church, the whole church. All the church was praying for him, and they were earnestly praying for him. They were seeking God's face for him. They were contending for him in prayer. And it's the job of the church to bring people before God in prayer. It's the job of the church to be praying. Because if we're not praying, then who else is praying? If we're not praying as the church of Jesus Christ, then my goodness me, who else is there to pray? Who else is there that God is going to listen to but his own children? And so, as Christians, we need to not only be earnest in our prayers, but we need to be consistent in our prayers and persistent in our prayers. It's the ask, seek, knock, right? Ask and you'll receive, seek and you'll find, knock and the door will be opened unto you. Keep asking, keep seeking, keep knocking. Those are the present continuous tense. Keep doing it, keep praying. And so we need to be persistent in our prayers because it's persistence that breaks resistance. And as we persist and as we are persistent and consistent in our prayers, then God is faithful and he's faithful to respond. So I want to encourage you today, be earnest in your prayers. Don't be lackadaisical. Don't think of them as an afterthought. Devote yourself to prayer. Devote yourself to coming before the Lord. Be earnest in your prayers. Take the issues and the problems that you have to the one person who can make a real difference in them. Have a great day, guys.